Hey, thank you for coming by, Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 12th of November, 2013, and thank you for coming by. This is a video. I've done many videos about Scientology pitching freedom, and it's really about freedom or lies and abuse. Which is it? And it's sort of one of those things where you have to do your own research on it, but I'm going to give you my 15 cents on it. And I was in it for 30 years. It's like a triangle. I was almost all the way to the top. My husband was OT8. I was OT7 for 7 years. I'm a trained auditor. I was in the Sea Org briefly, routed out because I needed to take medicine for epilepsy. So they kicked me out. This was back in the 70s. Serious medical abuse. It's definitely, I've been studying this book, Brainwashing and Cults, and it's really interesting. Another one on this is Cults in Our Myths, which is by Margaret Singer, and also Jay Lifton. Robert J. Lifton has some, and Steve Hassan has a great book on freedom of mind. A website on freedom of mind and 3 various books. So it's good to study up on this stuff because it's amazing to see how similar they are and what the tactics they use. But I just went to their site to give you an example right now. I thought, well, I heard they had some new thing on Spirit of Play, and I thought, well, let me see what it is. I literally clicked on the site and heard a little bit of the pitch, and all of a sudden they just shut me out. And it was like, wait a minute, I want to go up and hear the rest of it. No, they shut me out of their website. And then all of a sudden they came onto my computer. I don't know what happened, but my whole computer got very weird. And I know people think, oh, you're being too paranoid. No, I worked in their top secret mafia where they were doing all kinds of weird stuff on the internet. And I didn't know what they were doing. And my friend Bill Yachty said, well, I just won't tell you. So if you get in deposition, you can say, I don't know. Right? But I do know I opened up the phony accounts. So I know that they did that. It isn't like somebody told me they did that. It isn't like I think they did that. I know they did it because I opened up the phony accounts. They flew me around the United States opening up these phony accounts. And I would call in Bill with a password and a link. Now, most people, and this is another thing I wanted to mention, people, literally now are like, how could you possibly go along with that? But you have to understand, when I got in was 1969. Most of you weren't even born, or a lot of you, but the internet certainly wasn't going. So access to the information that many people of all different ages have now, from young kids all the way up to very older people, we just didn't have that access back then. The only way you could find out things on the darker side of Scientology was to connect up with what's called a suppressive person. Here's my suppressive person declared by the Church of Scientology, flag service organization. Yep, they declared me in 2000. And these are all their lies they made up about me. And I've posted it over on xenu.net, xenu.net, and you can read it. But it's just a bunch of stuff they made up that are lies. And they say there's no disconnection. Well, her only terminal, and there's the word terminal, which means person that I can talk to, is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. And the fact is, they will not talk to me ever. They have up there flat out lies about me. I've talked to the man, Joel Phillips, who says he runs Religious Freedom Watch. I said, Joel, he used to work for me. I said, give me a break. These are flat out lies. And don't say you didn't. In the Scientology Parishioners League, you did. And here you are saying that you run Religious Freedom Watch. I told him, I said, Joel, they are setting you up completely for if they ever get sued for libel, which they should, you will get thrown under the bus faster than you can even click your fingers. And that's exactly why Joel Phillips is being set up to run it. I know from the information on it, there's no way he created and runs it. He can say he does, but that's not really happening. It's happening out of OSA because that's their black PR. And like I wrote to the mayor, I made a video to him and he wrote me back a really nice letter. And from what he said, I could tell he watched the video. So I'm very happy about that. because he needs to know they're going to send black PR about me and about other people that try to educate him, because that's what they do. And that's for anyone thinking, well, you go to their site and they're like, if you're wondering about the secrets of knowledge, if for the rebels, for those who want to know what's true, dare to think for yourself. Dare to think for yourself? When I went on their website a few minutes ago, they flushed me off their website. That isn't thinking for yourself. That's one side, their side, that's all. And that's what Scientology is. And that's Checkmate. Because I and the anonymous people, critics, ex-Scientologists, even Scientologists who are speaking out, all of us can say, look at both sides. Because we know, unquestionably, if you really look and study and learn both sides of Scientology, the facts about Scientology behind the curtain, there's no question about it. You're going to walk out. The people that are still in there, they do not know both sides. I would put all the money that I possibly could gather up on it. They do not know both sides. Or if they do, they're really quickly being handled as far as, that's not true, this is what's true, this person's that. The lies they have up about me are unbelievable. And they just keep them up there. And people can say, well, take them to court. Well, Hubbard said, get him in court, keep him in court, bankrupt him. So thank you, no, I don't really want to take him to court. If we ever have a class action suit, I will be there. And I think it might be a good idea, because there's enough libel on a lot of different people at this point. Anyway, superpowers coming up. Oh boy, can't we all wait for that? That's going to be another disaster, because you know what? I told him when I was in, no, I'm never going to do superpower. Why? Because you have to run around a pole. That's one of the 40 programs that you have to run on that. You have to run around a pole. That's part of the RPF. That's the Rehabilitation Project Slave Camp routine for the Sea Organization. No, I'm not going to pay money to do that, Scientology. Not then, not now, not ever. And I highly recommend anybody who's thinking of it really look into it. Because honestly, reading this book on brainwashing, it really talks about that is what superpower is going to do. It's very deep. It's very definitely dealing with the brain and what it's going to put in there and how it can put in brainwashing commands afterwards. I know you can laugh, but believe me, who's going to stay in a cult for 30 years without some kind of mind control? There is. Don't play with fire. Your mother told you when you were a little kid, never play with fire. And Scientology is burning. Okay, so there you go. That's my advice. Is it a freedom or is it lies and fraud? It's absolutely, the majority of it is lies, fraud, phony things. They break up families. They stop free speech, as witnessed tonight. Thank you, Scientology, for proving it again. They rope in young kids to billion-year contracts and won't let them out of it. They charge exorbitant amounts of money and pressure you into it. They have medical abuse, and they do fair game, and they do. And if you don't think so, go to Religious Freedom Watch and look at all the lies on there. And I dare you, Osa, to come on over to my house and sit and talk to me and hear my side of it. I know you won't. I've said for 13 years, come on over, hear my side of it. Will they? And oh, that tells you, who do you want to be with? The people that say really and honestly look at both sides, or Scientology saying the rebels, the people that believe in freedom, but then if they don't like you, you're off their website, man. Really cool. Thank you for the example. Thank you very much, O.C. You continue to prove why all of us left. Peace out to everybody. I love you.